Hello, how are you? Um, I haven't been on I haven't been on live YouTube live for a while. There's been a lot going on, and I have roughly about 10 minutes to spare with you guys before I interview Jeff Schuman as my guest for the next episode of my podcast. It will be episode 35. If you are not downloading my podcast, you are missing one of the most important podcasts in the world. It's the only podcast broadcasted by a dictator, the podcast that is only done by a dictator. Even Obama has now got into the scene of podcasting. And anyway, that's for another day. I just wanted to talk about loners, and I have been doing some research. It is very different from loneliness. We're talking about loners now, so don't get it all mixed up. And loners are according to my research, those who like to be on their own and they're in their own little world. They do not enjoy associating with other people. And it's got me thinking about my comedy that I have been performing over the last 11 years. And there has been few collaboration. Most of the stuff that I do is because I am thinking about doing it in a way that no one else is doing it, but also I'm in my own little world in terms of my dictatorship and my presidency. And the lockdown has got me thinking, to be honest with you, especially with the easing of the restrictions in Britain, that it would be good to have some collaborative projects with other people. And have identified a number of people that I would want to work with to do more comedy sketches. And actually, I am getting out of my shell. I am very pleased that the job interview comedy sketches that I did for traffic warden, bus conductor, spam donor, working in the Department of Works and Pensions, they've all proven popular. And there was a comment on YouTube earlier on, I think it was yesterday, saying that the short comedy sketches are amazing. And I am pleased not only for myself, but I am also pleased for Nick, who I have been collaborating with. And I hope to do some more. But the subject really is about loners. And why do you have loners in society? Do you think it's a positive thing, or do you think it is a negative thing to be a loner? And I am not ashamed to say that I am one of those who like to be in my own world. As much as I enjoy performing, as much as I enjoy bringing joy to people, I am comfortable being on my own with my thoughts and just being on my own. But then I was doing some research, and the research suggests that there might be negative aspects of being a loner. And don't get me wrong, this is not loneliness now, this is loner. That is someone who enjoys his own company, won't necessarily go out of his way to find company, and is in his own little world. What do you guys think? Do you think that is a good thing? Do you think in this society that we're in, it's a good thing? I have to say that if I wasn't that way, I probably would have found it really difficult to survive the lockdown. But what do you think? Ooh, there's been a disaster here. But what do you think? Tell me what you think. If you have want to join me in the conversation of loners, let me know. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? You could look at it both from a positive and negative way. But what is your view on this? I am waiting to hear. There is someone who is actually watching me. I don't know who that is, and there's nothing coming up from the chats to suggest that they want to have a chat with me. I guess if you know you are that way, you can then find coping strategies if you need coping strategies. That's if you need coping strategies. I've just been doing some research, and like I said, the lockdown put a lot of things into perspective. My comedy journey put me into perspective, and it's only put things into perspective for me, and it's only over the last 2 or 3 months or so that I have been collaborating with a few, not many, a few people. Why do I feel that I should enjoy my own company? Why do I feel that, that I'm in my own little world, and at times it's difficult to get other people to come into my little world? Dare I say that I think one of the advantages is that you find peace. There is peace with yourself. You are not bothered by the problems of others. Not that if someone has a problem, I won't be there to help them, but I don't go looking for problems or trying to find out how this person is dealing or coping. I don't know. But it's just really interesting to touch on this subject of loners. And is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? My apologies for what happened earlier on. I have this new light that I have bought, and it keeps falling off. I don't know why. It just keeps falling off, and I need to get. Yeah, here we go. Well, this is it. So, folks, it doesn't look like there's anyone else here who really wants to have a chat. I know there's one person, but maybe you can leave a message. The subject I was discussing earlier on was about loners and whether this is a positive thing or a negative thing for the individual. And I, like I said, have been doing some research on this, and there are both positives and negatives, and one should not focus on the negatives, but why are people seen as loners and others are seen the other way? Maybe it's just personalities, and that's how your personality is. But thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the one person who joined me.